and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena, it is time to get off kind of the aggro-y stuff and the anvil-y stuff. Let's figure out what the future of control looks like. And where we're going to start is Izzet. We're going to look into the future of Izzet-based control as the mighty Goldspan Dragon finally makes its grand exit from standard, along with the staple card Expressive Iteration. Card that I think also props Izzet up a lot that we forget about is Jwari Disruption. Those cards taking a hike. So when we look into standard 2023, what is left if you're going to play a control deck? And the biggest thing to kind of replace is that win con. Goldspan Dragon was such easy mode. Hullbreaker Horror is still around, but feels, I don't know, feels a little empty with the way that things are going. So we turn to the Arcane Bombardment. A 6-mana enchantment is not usually a control win con, but what is something, let me ask you, that Boros, Mono White, and Rakdos Anvil all usually have in common? You can also throw in runes if you want to throw runes in there. And the answer is none of them can kill an enchantment. It just doesn't happen. There are some anvil builds with Invoke Despair, and I know some of you are already furiously typing comments. I'm talking about the really traditional low to the ground builds. But it's not easy to kill an Arcane Bombardment out there. Often you slam it like you would slam a Shark Typhoon and nothing happens to it. There's no like kind of free roll like Brazen Borrower in the meta to just bounce it and punish you. So Arcane Bombardment looks like it could be the future of control win cons, and it is a very fun one, and I hope that holds up. I hope they don't print something ubiquitous that can go in every single deck like Brazen Borrower that just blows up an Arcane Bombardment type play and ruins your tempo. I hope very much that Arcane Bombardment gets to be the future. And what you want to pair with the Bombardment are cheap instants and card draw so that you can keep the machine gassed up. So I've still got Fading Hope, Play with Fire, and Voltage Surge, 10 very cheap spells to trigger Bombardment the turn that you play it if you have access to 7 mana. How do we get access to 7 mana? Well, we got Big Score. Unexpected Windfall may be going, but Big Score is not. Burn Down the House can clear the board. Fable is busted, so we play it. Wandering Mind, pretty much in there so we have something to target with Fable, but it actually turned out a lot better than expected because you can cast Fading Hope to bounce Wandering Mind. So oftentimes you end up with Fading Hopes under Arcane Bombardment that you're not necessarily finding great targets for. Just keep bouncing your Wandering Mind. Get more spell. Bounce. Get more spell. It's pretty good stuff. Celestis, not going away. We're going to abuse it till it's gone. Cathartic Pyre, better than something like an Abrade or some other 2-mana removal spell because we can use its ability to discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards if we don't have a target for the bombardment. 1 Hullbreaker Horror. Maybe it shouldn't be there. In my head, I'm like, I'm gonna bump into one other control deck, and if I can dig to Hullbreaker Horror, I can beat that control deck. So that's mainly what's there for, and we can discard it to Fable, Big Score, Celestis in other situations. Can also help win a very pesky and dangerous matchup, which is the green-blue Ramp Mirror, which is still lurking around as if the Disciples of Arjuna haven't forgotten him. And then in the mana base, I like playing a control deck because we can just run 7 of basics. We can run some extras on our channel lands. Don't craft them unless you have to. Hopefully there'll be some better creature lands coming up in the next set. And we can run the gain land and it doesn't punish us too badly. It's a fine mana base after losing Pathways and so many other fun utility lands and Hall of the Storm Giants and Den of Bugbear. It feels nice to have a mana base that works as opposed to the mono, like the 2-color aggro mana bases, which are it's giving me the creepy crawlies just thinking about playing a tapped land on turn 1. All right, next up, the thing that is very important to all of you. The comments I'm sure are already there. New soundproofing panels, the dojo, slight makeover, fine high quality panels. Maybe I'll get sponsored. I'll tell you what they are. We're working on it. And then the other thing is thank you very much to LK, who is the patron getting the shout out on this particular episode. That is Lord Kaiju, somebody I've met at multiple events, and it's a special shout out for me because, dare I say it, consider them a friend. So LK, you are very cool. Let me just put it that way. And, thanks so much for all the support. And, can't wait to battle you again at the next future Command Fest. All right, let's dive in. Let the bombardment nonsense begin. Early removal. Gonna need to draw land. We're on the draw. Of course, one Hullbreaker Horror in the entire list. It'll be in the opening hand in your very first game. Lock it in. And of course, the opponent will be on the play, dropping the absolute nuts on your face with Boros. Because there's no other deck in the meta. One meta deck. Fun. It's really just that the people who play these decks over and over every day are, they're a special breed. They literally don't love anything about Magic and they play anyway. Weird. All right, is it just mono red or look at that. Look at that. All right. We'll proceed here. We'll see what happens. Wow. Ooh, play with fire. Yeah. Look. The guys, they cast 3 1-drops. Make sure you stack your triggers correctly. I don't want to goof this up. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, man. I've seen enough of this. I'm gonna be extra saucy. It does look like this is just a mono red deck. I think we take the damage. Well, no. There's gonna be something that comes down with an extra counter, but we can Fading Hope it. All right. Let's not take the damage. Fire in the graveyard. No play. Bombardment off the top. We're getting there. Here's a Celestis. Whoa, it's play with fire again. Wow. Oh, look. It was Boros the whole time. I think we take this. There's going to be something better to Fading Hope at some point. Maybe. Maybe not. If we play the Fading Hope now... Well, next turn we go land, we pass, we big score. Yeah, let's save it. Let's save it. Higher. Sure. Land. Go. Take action. Goodbye, Hullbreaker Horror. Wrong matchup. Oh my god, 1/1s. Okay. Let's see here. So they grow the Hopeful Initiate. I think we want to bounce that Etching of Kumano. Put that on the bottom. Then we want to cast a big score. We want to discard the Pyre because we need a 1-drop to activate the Arcane. Ooh, Burn Down the House isn't a bad card. I'll take that 3. We fall to 10. We untap. We hit our land. We drop a bombardment. Let's get it started in here. So they must have some of those freaking volcanic hammers, royal eruptions. All right, Fading Hope. Let's see what we get. What do we get? Oh, Cathartic Pyre. Okay. So kill 2 things, take 1. Opponent runs away, crying in fear to go sob in the corner. I love it. The best thing about Boros decks is they have nothing, and I mean nothing in their deck to get rid of Arcane Bombardment. Oh yeah, they're ours. All right, we're on the draw. We have 2 lands. We can probably count on drawing a third, and then we play Fable. And the play with fires will keep the opponent off our back for a minute, so I think we keep this. Oh, wow. Fireblade Charger. Okay. It's going to be like that. It's just going to be like that. The Smork is out in force these days. That is very bad because play with fire doesn't help us very much when it comes to the +1/+1 counter that's going to be on something. We might have to double play with fire and voltage surge. Hey, blue source. But I'm going to play double red because that might be what it takes to kill a Shatterskull Charger or whatever the heck that thing is. Might have to double... Oh my gosh, it's a play with fire kind of day, guys. Just straight play with fire. Okay, Battlecry Goblin with a counter. Gross. But we do what we gotta do. Need this board nice and controlled so that our Fable of the Mirror Breaker can do its work. It's a play with fire kind of day, guys. Yep. Another Fable, huh? I think I'm actually going to discard the Bombardment, and maybe I'm supposed to discard Wandering Mind, but I'm not going to. It's a little... That Bombardment's a little too slow right now. And we'll drop Fable number 2. The Wandering Mind can take its time because eventually we want to play it and copy it to take over the game. Hey, they didn't kill this. They have an instant, but they didn't use it on this. A hulking bugbear. Okay. All right, let's get rid of that thing. We can still trade the Wandering Mind or one of the Fables for the Etching. So Kenzen. Maybe I want to trade that. Don't think so, though. All right, guys. We've already played 3 play with fires and a voltage surge. So the odds are that this is going to go hit. It's going to hit a Fading Hope. So we tap like this. Shuffler's fine. Oh, they run Fable too. Goblin gamers. And why wouldn't it be one more removal spell, huh? All right, that's down. We still don't want to trade here. But let's see if the opponent... They didn't offer us this trade before. Okay. Go 3 damage. Actually, no, we take this. We take this one. I think we hold the Cathartic Pyre for a potential Den activation. Yeah, the 1/7 drop. 7% of the time, you'll draw it every time. All right. I want to try to intimidate the opponent, but I do need to be copying this to be making this game work. Goblin Javelineer. All right. They see the Pyre. They're going to activate anyway. Get out. All right. Now we've got the setup. 1 life could matter. If they don't top deck a removal spell to go in response to this reflection, we're okay. Okay, they don't. And thanks for telling me. Giving that away nice and quick like that means a lot to me. Now they're going in. All right, let's copy. Okay. 4th play with fire before the first Fading Hope. Well, I don't want to burn it down. They'll have no creature to copy if I just do this. Celestis? Celestis for the rest of us? Still holding back in case they just drop a Thundering Riju or something, and I actually do need to block with these. You want to come trade with the Wandering Mind? No? Okay. Nice. Arcane Bombardment! Goodbye, Hullbreaker Horror. I could even cast you here. That's what I think of you in this matchup. Get him. Alright, now it's time. Start closing this door. Yeah, the opponent might copy this, but then it's a... Is it a creature or a saga? I'm kind of curious. I think it's... I don't know. I kind of want to see. There's a Royal Eruption. So first things first, let's copy this Wandering Mind. Ooh, look at those toys. So we're about to lose that. Well, let's burn it down. They got 2 creatures and we're gonna bounce one. It's not that big of a deal, right? Let's just take the score. Stay gassed up. And then we do this. And we get a free something. What's it gonna be? Wave of Fire! What do you know? There were only 4 of them. Take out the etching and the reflection has nothing to copy. Looks good. Oh yeah, baby. It's in the bag. We're taking them to a painful place here. This is gonna get fun. Yeah, we'll just get rid of this instead of bouncing. Decline. And again. Where are you going, opponent? I could do this all day. Just beat you to death with 2 ones. Ta-da! All right. On the draw, but removal centric with a Fable on 3. Let's do it. Just don't play any 3 toughness creatures. My deck wouldn't know what to do. Blue-white, huh? Blue-white. With a Storm Chaser Drake. Awesome. Oh, this will... Ooh, crap. Why didn't I play double red? Because nobody does that. Alright, so if we use this now, they just protect it, it comes back, they draw a card, no big deal. We do it on our turn, we actually get the thing dead, but then they just play another one. The fear, the big fear, though, is that this card just goes completely out of control. If it's too big for these creatures to kill it next turn, I'm in real trouble. Oh, whatever. I think we'll find a way to kill it later. Could be a big mistake. But I don't like playing too passive. I don't like spending this turn, letting them draw a card, and, you know, do all this. So let's see what they can do with it here, how large they can make this card. They connive. The value. And they're done. Tawara, you can't counter that. That's interesting, but they can hexproof it. Gonna get rid of you. I think that's it. I think everything else is good. Maybe the island, because we might draw more land anyway. And we might play one of these as a land. Okay. Okay. Let's give them the business. I think they're wondering if they should Fading Hope this little goblin. If they do, I'll definitely kill the Drake. Alright, they're letting that happen. So when do I try to kill this Drake? I kind of want to make them waste this mana. Try to do it on their turn. We'll see if I get punished for that because they have a billion protection spells. Okay, they're going for Ledger Shredder, so we want to get them to play their second spell now. If we bounce this, they just replay it, I guess, but then I can kill both their creatures. That's pretty good. All right. And there's their second spell, and it's a protection spell, and it's going to phase them out. So trying to kill this in response, not great. This being a 4/3, also not great. Okay, that's your third spell, so it's not going to trigger anything here. I already played one, so I don't want to play anything. Second burn down the house. Oh man. I think I'm gonna need it. I think I'm gonna need that land. All right, opponent gonna try to go nuts here, I'm sure. We want them to use protection spells defending from bounce spells, so that the actual removal spells hit. So here's a UC a guard approach, which is hexproof. If I play this now, they get to connive. I really want this burn down the house to hit. But if they have a phase effect, like another slip out the back, you know they're going to want to use it. I guess I have to try to draw it out now. So please be another hexproof effect, not another phase. But I guess if they phase... Okay. Jawari too. Jesus. Yeah, the good news is if they phase there, we don't take 4. Another bypass. All right, how many more do you got? I got a guiding voice. This is up to 5. What are they gonna get? They're gonna get teachings. Okay. This is it. If they save their creature from this, GG. But we tried. Had a really good draw. Just all the right ways to save their creatures. And I guess what I should have done is just kill it. Just bite the bullet and kill the Drake on turn 2. We go first. The Hullbreaker Horrors in our opener. Again. Let's do it. Why not? What could go wrong? This is why I end up cutting every single Hullbreaker Horror from my decks these days, because they're in the opening hand so often. It's so fine. Double Hive opener, huh? That's exciting. What could go wrong? It looks like the opponent's not punishing us for, you know, having 6s and 7s, so this could get interesting. We're a big score away from lining them up. That's exciting. Proving ground. What is our opponent up to? Oh, They're not doing anything, and we're drawing lands, which is actually fine for us right now. This does look like Invoke Despair, though. Fight? Never mind, it's fight rigging. Fight rigging, huh? What you doing there, buddy? Double Otawara. Love it. You ready to rig this fight? Man, if I deal with a creature here, slamming Bombardment next turn looks tempting, but it would be so bad because then they'd make their fight rigging go off. I could bounce the fight rigging with Otawara, though. You're gonna play a Valky on as a 2/1. It's gonna take my Hullbreaker Horror. Punished again for playing the card. We're just gonna kill it with Pyre, though. It's okay. They might have another Valky, and we don't really want them to play that, so we'll let it get this counter, and then we'll save this till end step. And give it back. They know about the rest of our hand, so they know what's coming. But yeah, we don't slam Bombardment here because they can slam something, trigger the fight rigging, possibly put us too far behind. Here's Shakedown Heavy. We don't see a land. Let's use an Otawara. No, let's use Fading Hope. Ah, Fading Hope's so much cheaper, though. It's great with Hullbreaker Horror. Yep, let's use one of the Soaring Cities. We have to use one anyway because we drew 2. Fable. So we threatened to drop a Hullbreaker Horror here, but if we do, the opponent gets to rig their fight. So I'm just gonna play this out. Try to get to the right spells. We could also drop a Bombardment there. Maybe that's better. Yeah, that's probably better. I don't know what we're gonna Pyre, since it's kind of clear what we're exiling. Okay, they had a really cheap, efficient way to deal with that. Here's Heavy. Here's Counter. Here's Fading. Another land to the bottom. We have drawn a lot of land. Play with Fire. There we go. So, whether we hit the Pyre or the Fading Hope, as long as we target the Heavy, we're good. Also, we don't want to do anything until this trigger is on the stack, because there you go, they have 2 heavies. So they can only target one of them. The one that they target is what will trigger the fight rigging. They target there, so we have to target here too. And if we hit Pyre, we'll use that. Now the bad news is if we don't draw a spell, they're gonna get to do their thing. We drew a spell, surprise. Goodbye, Hullbreaker Horror. Should have just dropped you a long time ago. So I'm drawing 2 cards here. So I might still draw another way to kill that thing. Bouncing it eats up some of their mana, but it's not particularly great. Just go 3 damage, and we'll bounce our own Reflection. And that's great to draw. And that's great to draw. Sometimes I even impress myself. Ren and 7. I mean, that's a way to do it. Big tree folk coming. Hit something good. 2 loyalty. Creature or planeswalker. All right. Over there. Up here. Decline. Wrecked. We are running low again, though. Draw a spell. Draw a spell. Draw a spell. Got there. Or play with fire is fine. Maybe it should have been voltage surge to stop another heavy, but it shouldn't matter with the fading hopes. Again. All right. You're gonna make that tree folk. We're gonna do this loop one more time. Ah, we plus. Okay. Ooh, they hit Boseiju. Oh, that's the card. That's the card. The bailout. But they don't go for it yet, but you know they're about to. So one of these play with fires can go face, the others can set the Ren down to 2. Oh, those cards aren't exiled anymore. Does this mean... Ooh, this means I don't get these spells? Oh, I do. Okay. I got scared for a second. No card in hand for the big score, unfortunately.
We are unbreakable.
Scry to bottom. Hit face. Scry to bottom. Celestis should help. All right, find me another bombardment. There we go. Call me careful. Don't really want to cast it until I can activate it. Let's see if our opponent has a meat hook for this board. They do need it. I have Reflection Wandering Mind. I'll just go off. Oh, I'm glad I didn't play the bombardment. So now what? We need to draw a spell? Yep. Down goes Reflection. Sad. And now the fight rigging, and I think they're gonna pull this off. They have double Titan. What do we have to draw here? What gets us out of this? Like, casting Fading Hope on these is not good. It's no good. It's no good, guys. Burn down the house won't save me. All right, they got it. They got it. Well played. Fight rigging, Titan of Industry particularly, and that Boseiju that they ripped with the Ren and 7. Like, they found a way. You know, life found a way for them on that one. Well, that hand is unkeepable. Absolutely unkeepable. And this is better. And we'll put away the bombardment. Even though it's our key card, we know we'll draw another. It's a 6-drop. You always draw your 6 drops before you draw your 6th land. It's a lock. Green white, huh? What are you up to? Ah, yes, enchantments. Why wouldn't it be? Please try to enchant this. Give it a little bit of a rune push. Looking forward to runes never existing. Ever again, I hope. Alright, fine. Woof. However, there will be a green-white deck. Just a good old green-white enchantment deck that I'm probably going to be looking into. Maybe that Weaver of Harmony card will get some play. Yep, Naturalist not rotating. One mana, 1/1 enchantment creature, draw a card seems good. And a Circle of Confinement, yeah. So they played, what, 3 spells that turn? Pretty good. Discard cards. Do I actually want to discard any of this? I guess I'll let this go. Okay, double cliffs. Too bad my burn down the house now is gonna kill my own creature. Hopefully I spend the turn killing it in some way. Woof. Think you got enough of those, or what? This doesn't hurt very bad. Like, they're really not doing much to me. Sure, play them out. They don't have anything that hits very hard. So I think we can just... We might not even burn the house down next turn. I might take 7. Because we're going to flip this Fable. They're probably going to play something to remove it, and then we burn down the house, and we didn't kill it. And then maybe we get it back with Otawara. Get some triggers to fix our draw. Yep, there we go. That's what we were looking for. So, 2 options here. We could have bounced this back to our hand and blanked the circle, or we can bounce circle on end step. I think I like bouncing circle on end step since we get all the triggers again before they can actually remove it. So, yeah. And we don't want to do it yet because we're going to burn down this house. That's a good card. That is a good card right now. Roast them. All your critters. They do get back the Kami. Alright, so do we want to save this to kill the Kami, or do we want to keep them from drawing a card here? And keeping some pressure on the board. I think I keep them off the card. It's also really tempting to hold that Play with Fire because of the Arcane Bombardment, huh? Maybe that was a mistake. I'll draw another one though, it's fine. This is fine. I'll draw another 1 mana spell. A little Fading Hope maybe? Okay, they drop dubs. Pretty good. I guess I'm gonna use Altawara on the circle here. Crap, that is not what we needed to see. That is very bad. All right, down to 5. End step, bounce. 2/2. Ah, there's our 1 drop. We don't need to discard anything. We got a pair of 3/3s coming at us. We're not guaranteed to exile a way to remove them. So, but this is just going to come down anyway. So, what do we have to do? We have to get lucky? Nah, we have to hit the burn down the house. It's the only way. It's the only way, guys. Burn down the house, come on. 1 frickin' time. I do think I messed this game up, but RNG might save us. One time. Falls. Oh well. Oh well. Next time, Gadget. Next time. Oof. Too slow. Mulliganing so much. It's making me angry. Alright. Fable for keeps. Surge. Fading Hope. I think we get rid of the Fading Hope. Card disadvantage when we're already down a card. Okay. Great. Opponent might have a Thalia, so let's just play the Cliffs here. We can take a point from the Usher. What an obnoxious card that is. Okay. Now what? Do we use our Cathartic Pyre here? If we don't draw a land next turn, we're probably going to die. I think we need to use the Fading Hope to scry. Let's wait. See where the opponent wants to put this counter. I think we're actually going to bounce one thing, kill the other. Okay. What are we going to bounce? Bounce the Usher? Checking for a Valorous stance first. I think we take this. Maybe the opponent just makes a 1/1 here. They play a Hopeful. Okay. Hopeful on its own isn't that scary, so this is a really good bounce. And the land. Excellent. It looks like they missed a land. Good. They found it. Here's your Brutal Cathar. Alright, what now? Don't think I have time for the big score. And I guess I'll give up the other Fable, because they're just slow. And we don't draw land. We don't want to flip this Brutal Cathar. Let's go ahead and kill it now. Alright, so it's going to be one of those games. This deck usually has really good 3-drops, but we're not seeing them here. Okay. Actually, I'm not going to have an artifact anytime soon, am I? Let's hold the Pyre and just get rid of the Usher. Wandering Mind. Let's not play that yet. Let's hold up Cathartic Pyre to kill their Brutal Cathar. Oh, of course, switching it to nighttime makes that a lot harder. I guess we can't prevent that. But on the bright side, we get a clue. $11 life. Draw. Come on now. The burn down the house is here to sweep these up, but we do have to draw land. Good. Let's save the Wandering Mind. The opponent's really incentivized to play something that will make these initiates better. You can almost feel them avoiding it, though. Redeem. No! Alright, foiled. Gotta kill this. Can't burn down the house with Redain on the board. Wait another turn. Wait another turn. Patience. Cave. Ugh. Cave. Okay. Play this. That cave is a problem. Alright, Arcane Bombardment. Another burn or a play with fire. Arcane Bombardment. We've got to draw the 1-mana spells, though. No! Wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. I'm dead next turn. Okay, so what do I have to do? I have to sweep? Should have just done this a million years ago. My guts say my opponents got pretty lucky, but, you know, should have just done it a million years ago. Nothing kills me in Magic more than how much I love value, to be honest. Could draw into a Wandering Mind, so I guess we do this now. Wow. You don't say. Well, make him do it. The fact we didn't concede scared them. Oh. All right. See if they do it this time. Pretty unlucky to draw 3 lands in a row in this spot. So now they reach for cave. All they gotta do is activate it. They didn't. So you're telling me there's another chance? All right, we're on 3 straight lands down the stretch. Can we draw a spell? That is a spell. That is a good spell. Now will they power up the cave? And they played out their land first. They drew like 3 straight lands here too. Adversary, no. Okay, what are you gonna do there? Activate. Activate. Sometimes just not conceding lets you get away with things. All right. Make sure we lock in a block. And what do we get? Big score! That is perfectly named. Oh my god! No! What are these lands? Oh my god! But we can survive next turn thanks to another Crucible. And we draw a spell. I kind of want to discard draw. Is that crazy? That's pretty crazy. There's a big score in hand. Let's just do it now. Two big scores. Sure. Oh man, do I give up? I don't give up that Sekenzen. I don't do it. We could draw like... We could draw 4 more lands in a row and I wouldn't put it past this freaking situation. There's a good one. Wandering Mind will hit. Take the Fading Hope. Yep, target here. That is that fine? 2 big scores. I could bounce this. I could also just bounce the Wandering Mind here and double big score. Which, either way, it's probably over. And the opponent is out of there. And we somehow bluff our way out of that match. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And yeah, Izzet is going to be missing its toys. Goldspan Dragon was a particularly incredible mana engine, and Expressive Iteration is underrated. Wandering Mind doesn't quite replace it. It's a little bit too slow. But as far as fighting off the creatures that get onto the battlefield and start running at your face as quickly as possible, this deck has the tools, cheap removal spells that can do a lot when it comes time to start the Arcane Bombardment. Big Score is a pretty crucial card. Not having this on time really changes the game. So I guess what I'm saying is, especially on the draw, you really need to curve like interactive spell, removal spell. So maybe we need 1 or 2 more, even 2-mana removal spells in the deck. And then on turn 3, you really need to drop like a Wandering Mind or a Fable of the Mirror Breaker so you can try to get to a big score. If you hit the big score on turn 4, and especially if you have a burn down the house up your sleeve or something like that, things are probably going to go well. If you don't, it's so much harder. And since Celestis doesn't play into that well, the cards I would probably cut are the Celestis, the Celestii. Maybe we leave one Celestis and cut one other, and we would cut the Hullbreaker Horror. There just isn't really a control deck that's popular in meta right now, and probably won't be until rotation. And then because it's just too like the only people, as I mentioned in a video, maybe it was this one, hard to remember when you don't record your intros on the same day, but the actual percentage of aggro and meta goes up the older a format gets, because the people who enjoy like trying to solve meta are the same people who enjoy moving on to other meta and trying to solve other meta. So the people just spam the best unquote aggro deck that they know. So until rotation, we're probably not going to see much more control out there. So I would cut the Hullbreaker Horror, I'd cut the Celestis, might go up to the 4th Wandering Mind, 3, and then 4 seems okay. And then, so probably just take that spot, add 2 more removal spells here. What should they be? A Braid comes to mind as a card that you could throw in that spot, but maybe you actually want a bounce spell like along the lines of a Geist Wave, since Fading Hope was so useful. So those are my recommendations for playing with the deck. And I can't wait to see what the new set brings, because more Arcane Bombardment power is right up my alley. It may even bring me full circle on Izzet. I've hated Izzet for about 2 years, but it honestly is Goldspan Dragon, which feels like a green card, not a red card, just endless cheats on mana. And then kind of nothing makes me rage at counterspells harder than Goldspan has. Speaking of counterspells, this deck would tremendously benefit from a card along the realm of a Divide by Zero. You don't want to play a traditional counterspell in this deck, because when it's exiled under bombardment, you often have trouble lining it up with a target. So like say you really need to hit 2 removal spells, you hit a counterspell, it doesn't do anything. At the same time, if you hit a counterspell that's under bombardment, then all of these can become a counterspell. So maybe I'm overthinking that. Maybe we need to try counterspells under bombardment, but I can see a lot of situations where it's too situational. If we had something like you find the Villain's Lair, which has the option of counter target spell or draw 2, discard 2, that would be a perfect fit for that deck. Something like that or Divide by Zero would really round this deck out. So be on the lookout for those cards. All right. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You are cool.